Hi, I'm Christy Maver. I'm with IBM Data Server Communications, and I am here today on launch day. IBM has just announced the release of IDS 11 Informix, formerly codenamed Cheetah. So we've kicked off today, launch day, with a series of events. We've had lots of different people presenting on the new features in Cheetah, what we can expect, and one thing that has generated a lot of excitement and interest in the audience is IDS presence in gaming research. Kevin Brown, who is the chief architect of Informix, is going to walk you through a demo of the IDS opportunities in the gaming industry.
Hi, I'm Kevin Brown. I'm the lead architect for Informix. I'm here to talk to you about what we've been doing in the game industry. Recently there's been a paradigm shift for the way people think about games, and this is due to the fact that students have been using games for years, and they're very comfortable with that whole paradigm. Students that had used the games in the past in their private lives is spilling over into their business lives as well. Some of the companies we see this in are multiplayer games that are out there online, but also with games such as Linden Lab's Second Life, where it kind of blurs the line between what you're doing for play as well as what you're doing for business. In the case of Second Life, IBM has already started adopting the Second Life paradigm to do business presentations. So you can do your PowerPoint presentations into Linden Labs and really conduct business within that sort of game environment. Now, one thing that we know is that the whole market for games has really shown an explosive growth recently. Some companies are showing that they're adding as many as 100 to 200 servers per month just to keep up with demand. Now, one of the things that comes out of this is that they're finding that their software is not able to keep up with this explosive growth. The performance may not be adequate, and also the amount of innovation that these companies want to be able to do in their games may not be supported by their underlying software. So we're at a point where these software companies really need to upgrade both their software and their hardware in order to keep up with these new demands. So I'm going to talk a bit about how it is that Informix is able to address these needs of the game developers. We've just now announced the new release of the next version of IDS database server, codenamed Cheetah. It's version 11, and this product is uniquely suited to address a lot of the needs of these game developers. Specifically, IDS is very simple to administer, has very high availability, and it has replication capabilities which really exceed all the competitors. One of the things that a lot of these game companies require is the ability for game players to play around the world. So you could have people playing a game in Japan as well as simultaneously having people play in the US. The companies really need to have servers local to each of these game players for performance reasons, but you also want the players in Japan to know what the players in the US are doing. So you need to have some way of replicating data between the two. Another aspect, of course, is security. You want to be able to ensure that these games are played by the people who should be playing them, and no one can masquerade as someone else. And we have a wide range of security capabilities. And then finally, the scalability and performance of IDS is unparalleled. We've demonstrated an ability to run in servers that are embedded in other applications and hidden away all the way up through 40, 50, 60 CPU enterprise systems. And we scale linear through the entire range of servers. So what are the areas of the game industry that Informix is best suited for? What we see ourselves working best with are the massive multiplayer online game systems, the asset management, where you have perhaps millions of objects which need to be kept in your database and used in the games, as well as the billing applications, where you want to keep track of how long people have played the game and what objects they're doing, what things they're keeping track of. Some of the games even have their own monetary systems. All these things are areas which IBM that Informix could keep track of. So I'm here today with Lance Fagan, one of the developers that's been working on how best to fit Informix into the gaming space. So Lance, why don't you tell us a bit about what you've been working on?
Thank you, Kevin. Today I'd like to talk about the new design paradigm that we've come up with. What we're seeking to do is to develop a modern game environment, an entire ecosystem that allows game development corporations to manage the life cycle from the inception of their ideas all the way through to the delivery and maintenance of the product after it is delivered. To develop this, we have come up with a framework that utilizes some of the unique capabilities present in Informix Dynamic Server. This framework enables mappers, modelers, artists, and code developers to share an environment. This environment can then be mapped into the clients. The way this architecture works is that developers write, whether it's the mapper, the modeler, the artist, they continue to use their current tools. The database is the integration point for this information. By developing a new framework that utilizes IDS capabilities, we are able to see a game environment where objects can be created dynamically, and content can be added to the world, changed, and altered in real time. For example, at present we see that there is a spaceship. There are two clients here. In this client, there's an AI that we can see in both of these present. All of the cars are being created and manipulated by an AI client. The database starts uninitialized. This AI client has chosen to add a number of buildings and roads and cars to this world. This blue spaceship that we see here is from this client player. When I manipulate this player here, we see the blue spaceship move. How this is occurring is that this player has connected up to the database and has chosen that a UFO will be their avatar in this world.
Thanks, Lance. So I think the work that you and the game developer team at Informix has done really demonstrates the strengths of IDS. I think the work that you've started on here, coupled with the ease of administration, the high availability, the replication, and the other security features that we have really shows that Informix is best suited to address the needs of the game developers now and into the future.